Sure, action cameras are great, but if you want to capture smooth mountain bike videos, you'll need what's called a gimbal stabilization device. So these devices have battery-powered motors that counteract and stabilize the camera, which is critical for rough action sports such as mountain biking. But navigating through the matrix of gimbals and cameras can be tricky. For instance, unlike previous models, the newer Hero 5 and 6 cameras have sensitive microphones that can easily pick up the motors that power the devices. So, just because it fits doesn't mean that you'll enjoy the audio experience. But there are gimbals that work with these newer cameras. For instance, GoPro's own Karma Grip offers class-leading stabilization, but the form factor is bulky and I'd barely consider it a wearable gimbal, especially without its expensive $99 cable option that allows you to tuck the battery away in your backpack. But now there's the slick gimbal. So if the GoPro Karma and Evo SS had a child, it might look something like this. And to minimize noise, the gimbal is designed to work with GoPro's own enclosure, which is a brilliant move in my opinion. And while it's not fully submersible, the device is splash resistant, making it a perfect companion for wetter climates. So how does the gimbal work as a wearable device? I spent the better part of 4 months putting the device through its paces, and the good news is that the gimbal noise is very minimal when used with the Hero 6. However, I got the best audio when the GoPro was set to wind-only mode in the settings. But it's worth mentioning that the audio performance isn't anywhere near the quality of the Hero 4, but that's not Slick's fault. In fact, this is the only gimbal that I've used with the Hero 6 that didn't make the audio worse, and that's largely due to the fact that it's designed to work with the stock housing. Correctly mounting the slick gimbal, however, was a bit tricky, and the issue is mostly due to its weight. While it's still lighter than the Karma Grip, the form factor lacks the additional contact point that the handle provides, therefore droop can be an issue with the device. According to the company's YouTube videos, the better way to mount it is flat against the chesty, but unfortunately this requires you to press the directional buttons to point the camera in the right direction every single time you turn the device on and off. Regardless, stabilization is quite good with the slick gimbal as it's able to keep up with the heavier Hero 5 and 6 cameras much better than my Evo SS ever did. But ultimately, it doesn't provide the magic carpet footage that the Karma Grip provides. But you know what, I actually don't mind. Sometimes I think the footage from the Grip is almost too smooth and it can actually take away from the experience. The slick gimbal footage had just enough shake to keep it interesting without being too distracting. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. My results with the older Hero 4 cameras, however, weren't as impressive. The issue is that the older cameras are actually too light, and the counterbalance often has a tough time keeping the camera steady, going into what I call a gimbal seizure. Slick says the older Hero 4 should be used with the waterproof housing case, but that takes a huge hit on the audio performance, which is frankly the Hero 4's best feature. But the biggest con could be its battery, or more precisely, its inability to swap them out. The built-in battery life is actually quite good, as I was able to confirm the company's claimed 3.5 hours of runtime. However, its inability to swap the batteries means this isn't your device for your all-day epics. And to compound the issue, you can't plug in a USB to the device while using it, as you could with the Karma Grip. If you have a newer GoPro camera and the non-removable battery isn't a deal breaker for you, the slick gimbal is a solid choice. While it lacks the ultimate stability when compared to the Karma Grip, the smaller form factor and lighter weight makes this a better wearable option for shorter rides. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Keep on pedaling, and I'll see you guys on the next one.